Hey guys, it's Big Nick here. I'd like to say, first of all, Happy New Year to all. This is the second, but still, Happy New Year to all. And I know it's late as all hell, but Merry Christmas. I know it's late as hell, but still. So yeah, I'm here today to give you my, what's the word? How should I say it? My 2018 January New Year's collection update. Today I'm giving you my Blu-ray collection, well, Blu-ray slash DVD collection update. I will give you the full collection overview probably tomorrow. I don't know yet. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, depending on my recording days, like when I'm able to do it. But yeah. So yes, as of right now, I'm just gonna do everything. So I had this is everything coming up from my last update, including which I believe when was my last update? Back in the summer. So this is everything from that day on, including Black Friday and my Christmas hauls. So yeah, I'm just gonna begin. I have a grand total of only 19, but for me, quality over quantity when it comes to my purchases of my Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna start it off. I have one wrestling pickup, I believe 4 TV shows, 3 DVD, 1 Blu-ray, and everything else in movies. So yep, we're just gonna start off right now. And first off is the one wrestling pickup. So I still do wrestling, and it's a Blu-ray, and it is Undertaker: The Streak with the slip cover. Look at him. Here's the back. Yeah, I have yet to watch this, but I know it was one of the first WWE Blu-rays that I really wanted to get, but I didn't have a Blu-ray player at the time, so that's why I just recently got it. This is my second WWE Blu-ray to go along with NXT. So yeah, I know this is going to be fun for me to watch just because I love Undertaker's my favorite wrestler, and just to relive his 20-0 streak. Yes, I know streak's over and all that crap. I don't care. 20-0 is where it is. And yes, I love this. Probably will end up being one of my favorites. My favorite Undertaker DVD Blu-ray is the Tombstone History of the Undertaker. This will probably end up being second when I fully watch it. So yeah, I'm taking this streak. I still do wrestling stuff. Yes, I still do. And yes, I love the Undertaker. So I had to get this Blu-ray, and it was only like what, $12 when we all know how pricey WWE Blu-rays are for some Blu-rays. Okay, that's the one wrestling. Now it's time to go into the TV shows. The TV shows organized by least to favorite. And movies is, I have 2 upgraded movies, and then it's least to favorite, except the last few, which are DC, which I want to do those last. Okay, first off for the TV shows is, now I have the entire series of this show, which is all 3 seasons. You've seen me show previously of seasons 1 and 2 of The Flash. So here it is on DVD, season 3 of The Flash, this big brick. So yes, this is the weakest of all the seasons. It's not horrible, it's not good, but it's the weakest compared to seasons 1 and 2, which are, the hell is that movement in here? Okay, which is the weakest of the 3 seasons. Season 4, which is on now, is definitely already better than this. I mean, this has some great episodes, some very good episodes, and some good moments. It's just everything is just so weak in this season, especially with Arrow and Legends having the phenomenal seasons they had. I'll get to Arrow in a minute. So yeah, that is Flash season 3. I do recommend this show for anybody, especially for the DC fans, which I am one of. So yeah, that is Flash season 3. Next up we have is one of the all-time classic comedies. I have shown seasons, where are they? 3 and 4 in the past. This is season 2. So it gives you my 3rd season of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, season 2. Love this show. It's probably my top 5 favorite comedies of all time. I just love everything about it. It's just pure great comedy. Classic 90s comedy. Classic sitcom TV shows, which you don't get anymore. That's why I always go back to the 90s and early 2000s for sitcoms. That's why Fresh Prince is in here. Out of my favorite seasons, season 3 right now is my favorite. Out of the 3 I have season 3, season 4, and season 2. So yeah. Season 2 of Fresh Prince of Bel Air. If you haven't seen the show, where the hell have you been? Go watch it. It's Fresh Prince of Bel Air. So yeah, Fresh Prince. Next up we have is another show. I got this one on Black Friday. The Flash season 3 I got on Black Friday for like $10, and the Fresh Prince of Bel Air I got online for like $8. So yeah, next up this one is another Black Friday get. I think I got this one at Target. Yeah, I got the Flash at Walmart, and this one I got at Target for $10 as well. And that is one of 2017's new shows, and probably one of the better ones, and that is Riverdale. This is season 1. I really do like this show. It's a different type of TV genre show. It doesn't have that same old crap you'd expect from, CW shows and shows you would expect to be like this, all drama and crap. It actually has some mystery and suspense put into it, which makes it interesting to watch. And also, of course, it has people who are my age, a childhood icon in Cole Sprouts. So yeah, pretty much this show does contain a bunch of unknown actors except for Cole Sprouse because he's a childhood icon for people my age, and I believe Luke Perry from people in the 80s. So yeah, classic show. This is very good. Not classic. This is very good. Season 1 was very good. Season 2 has been very good as well. So I do recommend this show if you haven't watched it, and that is Riverdale. It's a really good one. It's based off the classic Archie comics. And now for the final one of the TV shows is the Blu-ray TV show, and that is my favorite one out of this haul, and that is Arrow Season 5. As you know, I've shown seasons 1 through 3, 1, 2, and 4. 2 is my favorite. Here's number 2. No, season 2 is my number 1. Season 5 is my number 2. Season 1 is my number 3, and Season 4 is bad. I don't have Season 3 yet. I do intend on getting that eventually. So yeah. This one is just phenomenal. After the bad stuff that seasons 3 and 4 did. You're not bad, season 2. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. This ended all that. This was phenomenal. This has probably the best, season finale of any TV show you'll see. It has some of the best episodes in Arrow, and probably the Arrowverse, which is containing Arrowverse is Arrow, Flash, Legends, and Supergirl, and Constantine, and all that other stuff. But this is phenomenal. This is a beautiful done season. It's the season and the villain in this season, Prometheus, was the villain the show needed to redeem itself. So yeah, that is Arrow Season 5. And Stephen Amell, who plays the Green Arrow, he did a great job this season. Does not get the recognition he deserves for portraying Oliver Queen, especially this season. He went back to his old self, which is very great. So yeah, I'm sorry. That's Arrow Season 5. I love the season. I love the show. I do recommend you watching it. As I've said before, season 1 and 2, you're gonna love it. Seasons 3 and 4, go in knowing it's bad, and then season 5 will make it all fine. And season 6 has been off to a fine start. So yeah, that's all for my TV show hauls. I said I had it organized least to favorite. So Flash season 3 was my least favorite. Fresh Prince second. Well, Fresh Prince and Riverdale kind of tight, and then Arrow, of course, being my favorite. Okay, now off to the movies. As I said, I have a good number of movies here. I said I had about 19 in total, so that was at 5 over here. So that's about 15 movies. Okay, these first I'm going to show are upgraded movies, which means I had them on DVD recently. And that is, first off, we have Contraband, starring Mark Wahlberg and Kate Beckinsale. I really do love this movie. It's, my opinion, one of Wahlberg's more underrated movies. I mean, it's kind of, for some people, it's kind of hit, like it's a split decision, but I really do like this movie. This was my first Wahlberg movie I saw, and I really do like it. And of course, as Kate Beckinsale was one of my favorite female actresses, and Wahlberg's one of my favorite actors. Everything was done very good in here. He pretty much it's Wahlberg. He plays a retired smuggler, but he had to come back into smuggling to help someone out with some debts. So yeah, that's Contraband. It's a very good movie. I really do recommend you haven't seen this. It's very underrated for Wahlberg. The next upgrade we have is one of my favorite movies ever, one of my favorite series ever, right? Well, movie series ever, and that is Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. This is the third one in the 5 movies. This is my favorite one. Curse of the Black Pearl second, then Dead Man's Chest. On Stranger Tides is last. I have yet to see Dead Man Tells No Tales. I have a feeling it'll be better than On Stranger Tides for me. But yeah, I really do love this one. Some people really hated this one. I really did like this one. It's great. Everything's in it. Of course, Johnny Depp in his most iconic role ever, besides Edward Scissorhands. But yes, I do love this movie. I do recommend the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise to anyone. As I said, this is my favorite. I understand many people didn't like. People's complaints is that the plot is kind of conjoined. I mean, I do see it, but doesn't matter. Especially when it involves around Captain Jack Sparrow. He's insane himself. He's disjointed himself. So, it's Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. That's a Disney pickup. I got that one at Best Buy, and Contraband I got from my Rite Aid. And Contraband came in new sealed. Was never opened. Okay, now we're going to go into the new movies, I mean new pickups, means that I have never owned them before. These are all new, well, relatively. So yeah, first off we have is an anime in its movie and its return to its roots wise, and that is Yukio: The Dark Side of Dimensions. It includes exclusive trading card, which I got was Obelisk the Tormentor. I'm not going to go look for him. Yeah, this was a decently good movie. It's not the best Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not the best ever. The best ever is the Pyramid of Light. But this one is definitely better than all the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Movies they released, especially Beyond Time. Yeah, this one is great. It had the return of course, Yugi, Kaiba, all the original people from the anime, and of course the original voices except Atem, who spoke in a flashback. Well, not even a flashback, a memory. But yeah, that is Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of the Dimension. It is good. If you are a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, I do recommend this. It doesn't have all that extra stuff that the other animes had. This is just the original anime, relying on fusions and rituals, not synchros, XCs, which I do love synchros, links, pendulums, all that. It's just regular Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, I do really recommend this, and you do get a free Obelisk the Tormentor. Because the card alone goes for like $13 online, and this was about what, 17 when it was bought. So yeah. So the card alone made that worth like $4. Next up we have is a new movie I've yet to watch. It was a gift for Christmas, and that is one of the newest movies of the year, 2017's Atomic Blonde. As I said, I've yet to watch this, but I really can't wait to watch it. I do like Charlize Theron, and James McAvoy is one of my favorite actors, and I love him in Wanted and the X-Men movies. But this does look like it's going to be a good movie. I'm going to enjoy it because, as many people says, it is kind of reminiscent of John Wick, but with Charlize Theron instead of Keanu Reeves. I understand some people have hated on this movie. I know I'm going to enjoy this movie. I really don't listen to people when they talk about hate unless the movie, to me, looks like it's crappy. But this movie here was highly advertised over I believe it was the summer when it came out. So yeah, there are a lot of expectations. I know it's probably not the greatest movie ever, but I know I'm really going to enjoy this. And that is Atomic Blonde. Next up we have is an animated movie. I got this on Black Friday for about, I think, 10. This one is a movie I did enjoy from my childhood, and that is Monster House. I did enjoy this movie from my childhood, which is about 10 years ago. So this movie is about 10. It's 12 years old. So yeah, I was still a kid at the time this movie was released. I was only 10. Yeah, I was 10 years old when this movie was released. So yeah, my childhood. This is a very fun animated movie. It's not the one that really gets talked about, but it's a really fun animated movie. You should give it a try, especially if you do like animated movies. I do recommend Monster House. It's very fun to watch. Next up we have is one of the classic horror movies ever, and that is, don't hate me, Freddy vs. Jason. This is one of my favorite horror movies ever, just because I just love the bull of this movie. It's Jason Voorhees versus Freddy Krueger. I don't care. It has blood, guts, and gore, all that. It has Freddy's cheesy lines, and it has Jason just being Jason. That's why I love this movie. It's not my favorite horror movie ever, but it's one of my favorites because it has two of the most iconic villains ever fighting each other. I just enjoyed it. I do love the fight scene, and it's probably the best part of the movie when Freddy and Jason beating the living hell out of each other. And then, of course, that little tease at the end of like, Freddy, oh, I'm still alive, with the wink when Jason's holding his head. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I do love this movie. I know many people hate it, but many people love this one more than they love Alien vs. Predator. So just watch it. You don't even have to see the original movies. Just watch this. It really has nothing to do with the original movies. Next up we have is a horror movie that is definitely 10 times better than this, and that came out recently, and it's part of another iconic horror movie franchise, and that is Cult of Chucky. I believe I also got this one on Black Friday for like $6 at Walmart. This one I love this one. This is probably my second favorite of the Chucky franchise behind Child's Play, Cult, and then it's Curse, and then Child's Play 2. That's really all I love. I hate the third one, Bride and Seed of Chucky. I don't even consider horror. They're comedy films, especially Seed. But yeah, I do love this one. It has the unrated version and rated version, but I really like this one. I like the fact. Let me not spoil some things for this one, especially because I have a feeling some people haven't seen it. I believe it's on Netflix. If I recall, it was like straight to Netflix. That's how my cousin saw it before me, and I saw it on AMC during Halloween. But yeah, that's why I went and bought it. I do love this one a lot. I think this is Curse of Chucky was very good, which I have on DVD. Where are you? Which I have right here on DVD. But I'm going to upgrade that to Blu-ray soon. All those DVDs are getting upgraded. But yeah, for Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, very good. Curse was very good as well, but this one's a lot better, and that's Cult. I do recommend this one. I recommend you watch Curse first, because Cult is pretty much like the sequel to Curse. Next up we have another movie I really do love. I haven't seen it on Blu-ray yet, but I have seen it on TV a couple times, and that is Kingsman: The Secret Service. I love this movie. I've yet to see the second one. I want to see the second one. This one is great. It's a great movie. I love all the British humor and stuff in it. Samuel L. Jackson plays a very interesting villain. I actually like Colin Firth in this movie, and Michael Caine was very interesting. I do love this movie. It's very good. I know many people. This is like one of the more loved movies of recent time. When did this come out? 2015. So this is one of the more loved movies of the past 3 years. If you haven't seen this, you have to check this out. This is a great. It's a phenomenal movie. You'll laugh. You'll be like, "Oh my god!" at the action stuff. That's how great it is. It's a great It's a great British movie. One of the by British I mean like British humor and stuff like that, because it pretty much takes place in England. So yeah, I do recommend you watch Kingsman: The Secret Service. Next up we have is one of my favorite movies of all time, like Pirates of the Caribbean. And this one is one of my favorite Christmas films. Not my favorite Christmas film. My favorite Christmas film is tied between Home Alone and Home Alone 2. This is the second one. Of course I showed it. And that is one of my favorites of my childhood. Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The Grinchmas edition. I got this one on Black Friday as well. Kingsman I got beforehand. I think I got it at Best Buy on a random trip with my friend. Kingsman I got with I got this with Cult of Chucky at Walmart combined for like $12. One of my favorite movies as a kid. One of my favorites of all time. Definitely one of my top 20, I'd say, of my life. Of my favorite movies. Jim Carrey played the Grinch beautifully. Some people shat it on this one, but I love this movie. This is a great movie. If you haven't seen this, where the hell have you been for the past? This came out 2000. Yeah, 2000. Where have you been for the past 18 years? Must watch it. I had this on VHS. Didn't order it on DVD, but now I own it on Blu-ray. You must watch this. This is greatness, and it's my second favorite Christmas movie of all time. Coming up next is my third favorite. So yeah, that is the Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas live action. I've seen the original one, and I love that one too. Hey, next up we have is my third favorite Christmas movie of all time. That is Disney's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Got this one about last week. Yeah, I got this a week ago for like $8 at Best Buy. I really don't have to explain much about this, do I? Probably one of the greatest Disney movies ever, especially stop motion. Tim Burton is one of my favorite directors ever, and this one right here is my favorite Tim Burton movie. The second one is the Batman Returns. But yeah, this one is beautiful, beautiful greatness in this movie. I shouldn't have to go into detail about how great The Nightmare Before Christmas is. You must watch it if you haven't. That's all I must say. Okay, next up, and now we're at the final stretch of the final 4 movies, and these are all my DC movie pickups. I should have did the DCs together with Flash and Arrow, but I decided to keep them in the TV show haul. Now these are definitely two of the best live action ones, and I have 2 of the best animated ones. Well, the best animated one, and one that's a very good one. So I'm going to start off with the animated, then go into the live action. First off, in the animated is the most recent one of the animated, well, one of the more recent ones of the animated releases. Because I believe the most recent one was Batman and Harley Quinn. This one, if I recall, came out right before it, and that is Justice League Dark, based off of the Justice League Dark comics. I do love. It's a really good movie. If you're familiar with the TV show Constantine, you'll know that the actor who played Constantine in the TV show did voice this Constantine. So that's one interesting thing. As you see here, it has Swamp Thing, Zatanna, Constantine, Batman. Really, my one complaint with this, when it says called Justice League Dark, the Justice League wasn't really involved. It was really just Batman, which I believe was smart for the marketing of the movie. But yeah, this is an interesting, good movie. It's not the greatest ever, but it's right there of a good one, like right there in the middle. That if I believe the Justice League was more involved, it made this one a lot better. But still very good watch. I do recommend this one if you haven't seen it, especially if you love DC. And next up we have is what I received this Sunday. I bought this off of Amazon. Justice League Dark I got last week with Nightmare Before Christmas and the other movie that's coming up. And this one is my favorite of the DC animated movies. It's one of my favorite movies, just period. And that is Batman Mask of Phantasms. Well, Phantasm. This one is everything you want in an animated DC movie, even Marvel. This is everything you want. It has the classic iconic voices of Kevin Conroy as Batman and, of course, Mark Hamill as the Joker. Everything is great. Everything is done well. This is, of course, pretty much based off of the TV show. Let me just double check that. The year. What year did this damn movie come out? 93, yeah. The TV show came out in 92. So yeah, this is pretty much a year into the TV show's reign, of course, with Hamill as Joker and Conroy as Batman. This is just everything you want. This is my favorite. If you haven't yet seen this one, find it online, find it somewhere, watch this one. you'll love it as much as I do. I remember watching this as a kid, well, watching the TV show, then watching this. Definitely my favorite one. Okay, next up now we have is the live action. Now this one is a steelbook I picked up at Best Buy. Best Buy seems to have brought back a lot of steelbooks. I saw at Best Buy they had all the Star Wars steelbooks of the original 6. They had a bunch. They have Watchmen, this one, Dark Knight Rises, I believe The Dark Knight, a bunch of random steelbooks for like all $10 or less, except I believe the Star Wars, which are like $15. But this one I had to get. It's one of my favorite movies. It's one of my favorite movies, and it's the one that in this part. And it's the beginning of the movie trilogy that you can say sparked the DCEU, and that is Batman Begins Steelbook. I love this steelbook. I just love the way it looks. It's the back. Look at Christian Bale, my favorite Batman. Inside, just him falling down on you. He's gonna catch it. Yeah, I really do love this one. This one is, of course, my third favorite because Dark Knight's the best. Dark Knight Rises was second, and then Batman Begins, and they're all still great movies. You could say this is the movie franchise. This trilogy is what sparked the DCEU in a way, because it's got all the hype around the DC characters because of Batman Begins. Christopher Nolan's a genius when it comes to movie making, but yes, I love this movie. I saw this one. It kind of freaked me out as a kid because it seemed more horror-centered. Like, kind of like, because Joker creeped me out as a kid. This one creeped me out a little bit because of all the horror things. I didn't know Scarecrow as much as that time until I revisited the TV shows. But yeah, I do recommend this. Watch the whole trilogy. It's this one, Dark Knight Rises. And the steelbook is very good. It's very cool looking. I do like it, and I like the way it feels. I don't know, the texture of it just feels nice. And now, finally, for this haul is probably the best movie overall in this set. Well, this little haul, the best movie. This one is definitely one of my favorites of the year. Probably my favorite. Yeah, I'd say because I haven't seen most of them. Really, the movies from 2017 I've seen are John Wick 2. I've seen It. I saw Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I've seen Logan. It's really all I've seen this year. Yeah, I know I had to see Atomic Blonde. Well, last year. I believe I have one more. I don't remember which one. But yeah, those are all the movies I've seen this year, including this one. And that is the movie that you could say saved the DCEU. And that is Wonder Woman. I picked this up pretty much when she came out. Phenomenal movie. This is the movie that this is superhero. This is a DC movie done right. Like this. This right now is the best one in the DCEU. Yes, I know Suicide Squad was just jointed action movie mess. Batman v Superman, I enjoyed. I understand. I see the hate for it. The bonus stuff on the Blu-ray did make it a bit better, but still not great. But I enjoyed it. Justice League, I have yet to see, but I know I'm going to enjoy it. I know I have, because many people I know online who are DC fans just say, it's a DC movie, just go watch it. Don't care what people say. Then, of course, Man of Steel, which so far was the best until this. This one is great. Gal Gadot does a great job as Wonder Woman, which we've known since Batman vs. Superman. I like the way it was done. Chris Pine did actually a good job playing her, you could say, her love interest. And I did love, and I did like one thing in the movie, how pretty much the Amazons, because Gal Gadot has an accent, they made the Amazons have an accent. Which I did enjoy that part, just to say that, oh, so what, she has an accent, we'll just give them accents. So yeah. That is Wonder Woman. Great movie. Probably my favorite of the year. It is right there. And Logan. But yeah, this one. So, yep, that is it. That is the 19 movies, TV shows, and the one wrestling that I have acquired this year. Well, last year since the last update to 2018. January 2nd, 2018. So yeah, that is everything I have acquired from that time. These 19. So let me get them all their last little spot in the sun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, they're all in frame. So here they all are. Everything from this haul. There's Flash, Fresh Prince, Riverdale, Arrow, Contraband, and all of them. All getting their respective dues together. So yep, that is all that. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys again for probably my collection update. Then I'm going to hit you with the Royal Rumble predictions. So yep, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys again. Bye.